Hello, and welcome to today's video. So my fit check was kind of space themed, so I thought it would be fun to do a space themed video as well. So today we're theorizing what it would be like if I was in space. And I was kind of thinking, I was like, okay, so I could talk about like if I was an astronaut, or like alternatively like what it would be like if I were to found a planet, and I couldn't really like pick one. So I feel like we'll just talk like in general. So first off, what would it be like if I was an astronaut? Being an astronaut would be wild. I don't think it would really be for me. Like, I don't necessarily want to be an astronaut, but I do think it would still be cool. And if I was an astronaut, like, I would make the most of it. I mean, I guess I always had like an interest for science, and like I find science fascinating, but like during school and stuff, I always hated science classes. They were like my least favorite. I think it was more just the vibe of the class, not necessarily that I didn't like science. Nothing against my teachers. Like I had a few really great science class teachers. Like especially like one of my biology teachers was like just they were so chill. They were awesome. But so like I didn't love science classes in school, but I do actually love science. And let me tell you, there are still things to this day that I remember learning in like random high school or junior high science classes that like I still think about and quote like quite often, because science is amazing. Science literally is just understanding the world around us. And I don't know why it took me so long to realize just how cool that was, but now I love science. And so I feel like that side of being an astronaut I would love, because there's so much science involved. You know, the science that goes into like the engineering of the spaceships, the science of like discovering and learning more about our universe, the world that we live in. I love that. And so I think that part of being an astronaut would be so cool. The things that you get to learn, the discoveries you get to make, that would be so fire. And then, I mean, of course, like, I don't know that I would care for it long term, but short term, just the experience of like being in space and just such a drastically different environment from anywhere on Earth, that is honestly a fascinating concept. And I think that I would, like, for a short period of time, I would really enjoy that. So being an astronaut would be pretty cool. If I was any kind of astronaut, I definitely prefer to like, you know, get to actually like go to like the moon or Mars or something, and not just, you know, hang out on a spaceship for a couple weeks and then be like, hey, that's enough. Like, I would love to actually go to a planet if I was going to take the time to go to space, but it does take a little while to get to other planets, which makes sense. They're kind of far away. But yeah, so that's what I think it'd be like if I was just like an astronaut in general. Lots of really cool science. I would learn so many cool things. Moving on to if hypothetically like I was part of a group that got to like go to a new planet to like colonize a civilization there, sign me up. Like, being realistic, like if it was like the first group of people to ever do that, I would be like, why would I be interested in that? But if like for whatever reason they're like, we are making a new civilization, like, and we need you, we're gonna pay you a ton of money or something like that, and I got to be one of the first ones to like get to whatever new planet this was to start like colonizing it, I feel like that would be such like a genuinely amazing opportunity. All of the different things that like I would get to be a part of, that I'd get to experience. Beforehand, I would definitely need to work on a lot of my skills, like in terms of building and, you know, like survival type skills, because obviously I would need to know how to like subsist and exist on this planet until we got like some kind of like, you know, farming system in place, like consistent housing and all of that kind of stuff. So I feel like there would definitely be some things that I would need to work on there. But I feel like if I was in that situation where I needed to, like, I would just go headfirst into learning as much as I could, gaining those skills, learning about the resources that we'd have, and just I would go on like full on like research mode and just figure out as much as I could. And then obviously once we actually got to the planet, I feel like obviously like I think it would make the most sense if all the people like in the group had different specialties. I don't know for sure what I would want to specialize in while colonizing a new planet. I feel like there's so many things I would want to do, and I would kind of get caught up in like, oh, I just want to do everything. I want to be a part of all the processes. So maybe whatever I would do, it would be best if it was kind of more of like a supportive role that kind of brings like all the other different groups together. So like, you know, there's somebody in charge of like getting agriculture going. There's somebody in charge of infrastructure. There's somebody that's like in charge of just like general health checkups and like keeping track of that. I feel like I would want to have something to kind of do with where I could see a little bit of what each of them are doing. Maybe some kind of, I don't want to call myself an auditor, but like, I don't know. That's just the first thing that comes to mind that I feel like would connect all of them. But maybe more of just like a supervisor and a planner, somebody that's kind of like, you know, taking on like a guidance and a like a management type role. Which is funny because like thinking of myself like in previous work environments, I've never really wanted to be in a management position, but I feel like I would really crave some kind of way to connect me to all the different groups because I would just so love to be part of everything going on. But if I had to like choose like a singular thing, my first thought is like being drawn to like the agricultural side, but I don't have a ton of skills in that regards yet. I have some plants sitting up above the kitchen sink, and most of them are mostly alive. There's a couple that are a little worse for wear, but so I'm not the most qualified, but I feel like that would be like a really important thing that I'd love being part of. Obviously, like long term, a lot of my interests have to do more with like building like a society and stuff. So, I mean, I guess it would depend on the situation. If we were like going to this planet and we got to like organize like our own government, I would love to be like at the head of that. So, I guess ultimately best case scenario would probably be to be like the leader of this new colony. And cuz then I would get to be involved with all of the different groups and things going on, or at least somebody like on the committee, like, you know, I'd want to be one of the founding fathers per se of this colony and like really get to be a part of the process. I don't know that I'd want to be like the sole founder or like leader, but I would want to be a part of like, you know, like the main group of people that are like in charge of things, that are running things, that are like having councils to plan things out and decide what's needed. I would thrive on that, and just being able to like be a part of so many different steps in building a new civilization, like that just sounds so thrilling to me. I love that. I love that so much. That's what I would want to do. I would want to be one of the people, one of the planners, one of the people in charge. If I had to choose like a specific area that like I was maybe in charge of, like I said, I think the agriculture would be cool, maybe just because it's so important. But like being in charge of like the infrastructure and stuff too, or like the city planning. Actually, I would love that so much. I'm getting more and more excited about this as I'm like having more ideas. But like I've always loved like maps and the idea of like map making and like planning things out and trying to find like the most efficient way to do things. So that would be really cool to actually be like part of like a planning committee or group or something that like creates layouts for like the cities and figure out what kind of buildings they're gonna have, like what the different buildings will like look like and be used for. That would actually be so fire to get to be a part of that and to like work with like the engineers that'll actually be like building and designing the buildings. That would be so fire. I would love that. So I guess those are some of the roles that I would like to fill. But yeah, I'd especially just really like, I want to be in a place where it's like I would have the power to push for doing things the most effectively and really using my ideas to build up a better society on this new planet. Because if we were on a new planet, like we should take advantage of that. There's so much that we could do with that opportunity. And I feel like I would just want to be a part of the process in any way that allows us to really maximize on that opportunity. So I think that's what I would want to do in that case. My final little topic that I wanted to theorize on, you know, space related, was if I was an alien, you know, what that would be like. And I guess, you know, hypothetically, if really me, Zella, was in all reality an alien from outer space and I'm just chilling on Earth, like, what would my home planet be like? I feel like my home planet, for some reason I left it, so there must be something wrong with it, you know? But I feel like it would also have to somehow explain like some of the quirks to my personality or like the really important things to me. So I feel like it would probably be a very creative place, but it would have some kind of corruption that like drove me away. And so it's some kind of planet where people, or whatever species we are on that planet, have a lot of creativity and innovation, but there's some kind of like polluted element of the government that is like holding people back or stopping the civilization from being as good as it could have been. And just like something that's like so built into existence on that planet that like there's just no hope for recovery. I feel like that would explain why I would be like, I'm gonna head out, I'm gonna go check out Earth. Or I guess controversially, the other option would be if I came here as like a scientific research project. Honestly, that would be even cooler. And I just got so fascinated by Earth that I was like, you know, maybe I'm just gonna hang out here because this place is genuinely fascinating. Every day I learn or discover something new, and it's exciting. And I've lived here my whole life. So if I was an alien, I would be beyond fascinated by this place. And so I feel like it would make the most sense if I was here for research purposes. Though obviously like a severe amount of, you know, corruption would also drive me away. So I feel like it'd be one of those reasons that I left. And I came to Earth like, okay, this place seems cool. Obviously, I would be disappointed because there is still a lot of corruption here, and that would be, you know, not ideal. But there, like I said, there is so much fascinating stuff to learn and discover. And if I was an alien just like experiencing that, I would be so thrilled. It's like I'd get so caught up on that, it'd be hard to, you know, really pay all that much attention to the corruption and things. So I feel like, yeah, if I was an alien, I would probably be here mostly just because of how fascinating this place is. And I mean, I feel like it kind of says a lot about like, I love to learn new things and discover more about the world. And it's hard to find enough time to do that. But I feel like even just like the little things that I discover like through my day-to-day life with the things that I'm so busy with, so like work and stuff, it's still fascinating. And I learned so much about myself. Like humans are such complex beings. And I love how much I learn about, you know, being a human by just existing. But like talking to other people, it's so fascinating how much we all differ. But like there are like certain things that are really common or like that we all still like kind of have that connects us. So yeah, that's a little bit about my life philosophy while I'm talking about what it would be like if I was an alien. But yeah, so one final thing, if I was an alien, you know, aliens, you know, who knows what they would look like. So I feel like I have permission to theorize about what I would have originally looked like before I took on like this human look. I feel like it's kind of hard to like decide what kind of looking alien I would want to be, but I feel like I would probably I'm vibing with the color pink. Like I love the color pink so much. So I feel like I would be some kind of like pink alien and like, you know, have pink hair, because even if I'm an alien, I love my hair so much. I would be so sad if I didn't have hair. So I would have to have pink alien hair, and that would be actually so fire. I need to get like a cool pink wig so I can imagine this, but I feel like I would have really cool pink alien hair. Maybe like a few extra eyes. No glasses, ideally, but extra eyes would be cool. Like, I don't know, maybe have like 3 or 4 eyes. Maybe 5. 5 might be too many. Maybe just 4. I think 4 eyes would be great. So 4 eyes, pink hair, extra arms. Yes, okay, I want 4 eyes and 4 arms. Please. That is what I want. Okay, so it's decided. So I still kind of want to be mostly like humanoid. I want 4 arms, 4 eyes. Just 2 legs is fine. I'm good with my 2 legs. I think having more or less would be inconvenient. So I'll keep the 2 legs, get an extra set of arms, extra set of eyes, pink hair, and, you know, speak some kind of cool alien language. But overall still be like somewhat humanoid, just because, I don't know, I like the vibe. I've never been anything other than a human, so it's hard to like want to be a different kind of creature. I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I think I would look like if I was an alien. I wish I had time, I would like sketch out like an idea of what my alien self would look like, but I can't promise that will happen before I post this. But yeah, so that's a little bit about my ideas of what it would be like if I was in or from space. Let me know what you guys think you would be like if you were an alien or like from out of space. I'm fascinated to see like if like a lot of people have like similar things that they would like to look like if they were an alien, or if it's completely different. Like maybe you want to be a little blob alien. Honestly, being a blob alien would be kind of fun, but I would rather have 4 arms. I guess I could just be a blob with arms. That sounds kind of scary though, so maybe not. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think you'd be like as aliens. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.